Hello, welcome back if you've been around for a while, or welcome if you're new. In today's video, I want to show you how I make sure that Ani is getting the proper nutrients, particularly those from veggies, because that's a food that she tends to be picky with. And I'm going to do that in the form of a fruit and veggie smoothie. So let's hop into it. I'll explain a little bit more about why, and then I'll show you how I make her smoothies. So like I said, Ani is your typical toddler. Some foods she'll eat routinely, it doesn't matter what day of the week it is. Frozen blueberries are a great example. And other foods she'll eat sometimes, but not always. Carrots and most vegetables are a good example of that. So I do offer her veggies at lunch and dinner. Generally, lunch is a raw vegetable like a carrot, celery, raw broccoli, kind of whatever we have on hand for Lauda and I. Or if we're having leftovers, it might be a warmed up vegetable. And at dinner, she has whatever vegetable we're having with dinner. So if it's a soup, I usually do mixed veggies. If we're having something like pasta, I usually serve broccoli or broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots on the side. I mix it up. She generally will not eat the vegetables. A lot of times she'll try it, and that's enough for her. So with her being a toddler and growing, obviously it's important for her and everybody to eat their vegetables. So when you have a kiddo who won't do it, my unprofessional advice is to continue offering it in whatever form the rest of your family is having it in. But if they don't eat it, don't make a big deal out of it. And the way I supplement for Ani is a couple times a week, I make a smoothie. I would do this daily, but this child is petrified of the blender. So I haven't even told her what I'm gonna make. Although she has helped me put the ingredients in the blender before, she now recognizes this as the blender cup and will run away screaming and crying as soon as I pull it out. So she's currently right on the other side of me watching Baby Einstein, and I thought I would show you how I make the smoothies. So the ingredients for the smoothie I'm gonna make today are as follows. Some water. If you have a kiddo who doesn't get enough protein, you could definitely make this with milk, soy milk. You could add a little protein powder depending on what your doctor recommends. Yogurt is a great addition to smoothies. Anything like that is fine, but you will want some liquid to water down the smoothie. Otherwise, you'll end up with like almost a sorbet type texture. It'll be really, really thick, which is pretty good in a smoothie bowl, but today we're making a smoothie. So I'm using water. I use whatever frozen or fresh fruit we have on hand that we need to use up. So currently we have a bag of mango, papaya, and strawberry blend. So that's going in. I'll also probably dump in some of this berry blend just because we have it and it's open. And once you open frozen fruit, you tend to need to use it pretty quickly or it'll end up freezer burned. I normally throw bananas into our smoothie, preferably frozen bananas. We don't have any right now. It doesn't make a big difference. I just like either banana or avocado in smoothie because it makes it a little creamier. Ani doesn't care, so I'm just gonna roll with what we have. Now, this is where the magic happens. Spinach. Spinach in a smoothie does not affect the taste. You can use fresh spinach, frozen spinach, whatever it is. It will make it a interesting green color, but you cannot taste it. My other recommended veggies, if you have a picky eater or you yourself don't like vegetables, are frozen cauliflower, because believe it or not, it does not affect the taste. Cauliflower for me works well because it almost turns into like a creamy texture anyway, and frozen green peas. They do affect the texture a little, but you cannot taste them. Ani, luckily, with her smoothies, is not particular about the taste, so I'm gonna put frozen spinach in today's smoothie. And then we have these 2 bags of mixed veggies that are like barely anything left, so I'm gonna dump them in. These are corn, peas, carrots, green beans, and lima beans. And I know that sounds disgusting, but the fruit has so much of a sweeter taste compared to the vegetable taste that you can't really taste these. Now, like I said, if you have a picky eater with a very strong palate, they will notice these. So if you don't think your kiddo or yourself will like that vegetable flavor, even if it's just a little bit, stick to spinach, cauliflower, and green peas. It's just my 2 cents. I definitely recommend trying different things that are out there, but Ani and I like this, and it gets most of her nutritional needs in. So now I'm going to show you how much of each thing I put in the blender. So when I do smoothies, I don't measure anything. I just do it by kind of what looks like it's going to fill up the blender bottle. And if Lauda's here and having smoothies with us, I will do our bigger Ninja blender instead of the small NutriBullet. But for Ani and I, this will be sufficient. So I would say that that is about a cup of frozen spinach, give or take. That is maybe a half a cup of frozen veggies. And then maybe another half a cup. So right now I'd say I have about 2 cups of veggies in here. Again, if you have a picky eater who you don't think will like the flavor of this, I highly recommend using a little of fruit juice. Obviously it's gonna up the sugar, but you know, sometimes you gotta pick your battles. Now I'm gonna go in with the mango papaya strawberry. And I do tend to layer my things into my blender, particularly the NutriBullet, because it'll get flipped. I like the harder frozen fruit up at the top, so it gets blended better. And then I'm just gonna fill in the gap with a little bit of berries. Oop, okay. And then I'm gonna add, so I'd say I added 2 cups veggies, 2 cups frozen fruit, give or take. The best thing about smoothies is you can't really mess them up, you just can adjust the flavor. I'm gonna put in about, you can kind of see it there. I'm guessing that was about a cup of water. And I'm gonna blend it. I'm not gonna blend it on camera because I guarantee you, Ani is gonna come in here screaming and it'll be too much to try to console her while the smoothie is blending and all of that. So we'll check back in once this smoothie is ready. But it's as simple as that. Okay, whew. Well, about 10 minutes has passed. As expected, Ani had a full terror meltdown over the blender. I've tried a couple ways to get her over her fear. She's scared of the blender and the vacuum. It's just a typical toddler thing. It makes a lot of noise and is scary, but blended the smoothie. I actually needed to add some water, so that's something to keep in mind. When you're making a smoothie for the first time, make sure to leave a little room in your blender because you may or may not have to add more fluids. I almost always have to add more water, but at any rate, Ani has calmed down. She's in the other room, so I'm going to show you the final smoothie product. I would like to remind you, I never said this smoothie looked appetizing. I said it tastes good and it's nutritious. So this is the finished product, sort of a swamp green, I would say, but I always pour it into a cup for Ani. I think if you had a picky eater, the way to go might be to put it in like an opaque cup. Yeah, all I taste is strawberry and papaya. I couldn't think of what it was called. And then I will say, when you use mixed vegetables, I think especially with the green beans and the lima beans, the aftertaste is a little bit like vegetables, but I think if you added fruit juice, you would overpower that. But at any rate, Ani's smoothie is ready to serve. As you can see in this cup, it looks much less swampy. So she's gonna have her smoothie, and then I also heated up some leftovers from last night. I had done a baked spaghetti, and I gave her some spaghetti and one of the Gardein meatballs. Sometimes she eats the meatballs, sometimes she doesn't. So I'm gonna let her finish this show, and then she and I will sit down at the table, and I'll let you see her drinking the smoothie to prove that she likes it. Although now that I'm saying this out loud, I'm wondering if she's not gonna drink it simply because it's on camera. We'll find out together. But yeah, so she drinks this smoothie, and then I usually just stick a straw right into this and drink the other half. And about 75% of the time, she actually wants more of this. So I probably won't end up drinking all of that, but we'll see you in a minute. All right, well, we're at the table. Still feeling a little sensitive post-blender. I want some spaghetti and a smoothie. It's not hot. That's cold. Keep going. Say yummy? It's not hot, it's cold. Can you say cold? You have spaghetti. It's not hot. Mommy's is hot. Ani's is not hot. Oh, you want some of this? Is that good? The blender made this. Whew. I normally don't do smoothies at lunch simply for the fact that they cause so much terror, but I haven't made one in a while, so I thought I would try it. Well, I usually make them in the evenings when Loud is home to help keep Ani calm. Baked spaghetti is so good. You like your smoothie? This? Oh, you want some of my smoothie? Okay, I'll share. Well, at least you're getting a good example of the fact that she is not scared by the horrific color of this smoothie. Is it yummy? Is it yummy? The good thing is, if you add frozen cauliflower, especially if you mix it with berries, it maintains a nice sort of pink color. It is the spinach and the green vegetables that do this to smoothies. But I will say that spinach and green vegetables tend to be exceptionally important. Okay, I thought you might want proof that I do like this too, so I'll take a big drink. Yeah, it just tastes, especially because I only use water, it just tastes like fruit that isn't quite as sweet, with a little aftertaste of mixed veggies, but I've already given you tips to fix that problem if you don't think you'll like it. Wanna do cheers? Cheers! Take a drink. Who's that baby? Are you being cute for the camera? Spaghetti. Is that good? Good job using your fork. All right, well, at any rate, she's finishing up her lunch. This is actually her second serving of baked spaghetti, and you can see she has, I don't know, maybe a quarter of a cup, well, a quarter of this cup left of her smoothie, but she drank a bunch of mine. So we polished off this one. I would guess that was easily a 20, if not a 24-ounce smoothie. I've never tried to see how big this cup is. But she drank a good amount of mine, and obviously she's had a good amount of hers. So that probably set her for her veggie requirement for the day easily, if not a little extra. So ideally I would do these daily, but with her being that scared of the blender, it's just not worth it for us. But was it good? Can't talk, your pasta's too good. Anyway, you can see she likes it. She's going back for more. So if this is something you want to try, I'll put my rough recipe down in the description below. Just know smoothies are pretty much endlessly customizable. So whatever fruits, whatever sort of liquid, whether it's milk, 100% fruit juices, whatever the case may be, or just water like I did, yogurt, like I said, if you do a flavored yogurt, that would add a little sweetness to it as well. But smoothies are so customizable given food restrictions, allergies, taste preferences. So it's something you kind of have to play around with until you find what you like. But yeah, hopefully you got an idea out of this or found it helpful. I do want to reiterate, I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a dietitian. So if you have concerns about your child's eating, recommend talking to a professional. But this is what works for us and for our little banshee. And with that, we're going to say bye. You say bye. 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 Talking with your mouth full. Mwah. Bye.